and Drescher, and I approve this message.
She was working at the White House, what a cool VP. And then Biden stopped his campaign saying, no, not me. What were we to do? Where were we to go? We were out on our fanny. Then suddenly Joseph Kamala's the one to run. She raised millions and endorsements came from everyone. She's got brains, she's got balls, and some walls. She'll soon be President Harris. Ooh, the guess that a girl who turned black but find a way to bring hope and joy back. Now the campaign is really bitching.
Watch out, DT.
And Republicans say they're switching.
Come stay and pay.
That the lady who laughs is now the one to save democracy. The girl who just fell out of a coconut tree.
This is Black News.
Howdy! Happy Saturday, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. It is your man, Gregory, the talented Mr. Drayton. Today is Saturday, September the 21st year of our Lord, 2024. And today I bring you the Black News. I bring it to you with my cohort, my partner in crime, Tuesday night's own Swag for Life. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today? On this fine morning.
Fine morning. I don't know. I guess we should ask you how's life in Tijuana. You know,
life in Tijuana be Tijuana-ing.
Tijuana. Well, if you don't know, I'm coming to you live from the planet of Atlanta. And it seems like Georgia is the epicenter of everything. Mm-hmm. Right. We have presidential candidates and VPs and VP candidates are running in and out of here, making already terrible traffic even much more terrible. But I digress. Catch me on another show when I rant about that. Listen. Today on the Black News, we're going to go ahead and jump into because we have a lot of news to cover this week. Let's start off with a looming government shutdown. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, this week had his second failed attempt at funding the government, which they have about a week and a half to do. At this point, they need to do a stopgap measure to do that, Swag. So I don't know. Now, to complicate matters, Dear Leader is saying, of course, let it burn. DT says, of course, let the government shut down. The minority leader, Mitch McConnell, made a statement on Wednesdays saying how detrimental it would be to the Republicans' chances if they do not find a stopgap measure and fund the government. Atlanta is mythical. Really, William? Interesting. I had to stop. What makes it? I'm going to stop the news for a second. What makes it mythical? I don't know. I need some other opinions on that.
It's the place where dreams come true. I mean, it's this mythical place where all the black gays go, you know.
It's a place where half-naked hoes run in the street.
Right.
Right. So I do that. So it doesn't belong in the South. Yes, it does, because it has to change the South. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about this later because VP Harris was here. In a more intimate setting, talking about reproductive rights and talking about the two young ladies who lost their lives because of Trump's abortion ban. So we're talking about that. I hate to take that away from you, Will, but that's how we're gonna talk about Georgia today. But back to the looming shutdown. Shutdown or no? You think it's gonna happen? You think they're gonna do a stopgap measure or no? You think it's gonna? Are we gonna make it?
I would imagine that, like most people are saying, it would really kind of be bad on the Republican side for them to play with the government like that right before an election. So,
Do we think
as much as I do not agree with, as you said, bitch or these days glitch McConnell be saying, I think he's right. I think it would actually bring the Republican Party down a few notches. It would be a bad look.
Oh, they have other things. Make sure you guys stay tuned. They have other things to worry about. Bringing them down. You know, they have a transgender problem. They have a black Nazi problem. They have all kinds of problems. They have a Matt Gates problem. They have a optical problem. They have a Laura Loomer problem. It goes on. And moreover, let's go to the top of it. They got a Trump problem. So, oh, wait. William says a shutdown is definitely happening. Oh, that makes me sad. He's a smart man. I don't know. I think so. And so, was it you I was telling this morning or somebody, maybe Brandon? I was like, sadly, as a Gemini, I understand Donald Trump, because if you're not going to win, burn it all down. So sadly, I understand that, I understand that. But I hope not.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. I don't know. William, I don't think he's running for president. I'm not sure what he's running for. But it's more Georgia news. Oh my God. The voting commission or whatever they're called, the death board here in Georgia submitted more rules for voting in this election. We are 46 days away, in case you don't know. Been on the rock. We are 46 days away from this next election, Tuesday, November 5th. Take a friend. And they want hand counted ballots, not because there may need to be just off rip. There's 159 counties in the state of Georgia. They want somebody to stop their life. That sounds like it may take a month to count. The metro Atlanta area has about 7 million people, and I'm pretty sure 50% of them will vote. Or 49%. That's a lot of to count by hand. Right. So we're already short staffed. We already don't have, enough people to do the damn thing. So it's interesting. So I don't know.
Is there any reasoning they're giving as to why they're wanting it to do it by hand?
They don't know. No, this is to throw doubt and sow seeds and appease Trump. It's nothing. It's a couple of black people on the board too. That's amazing. But thank God, Secretary of State Rathensberger and the governor's not on board with it. So they are just like, hey, because at the end of the day, fret not, my people. They can certify the election and move on. What I can't believe, Mr. Don says, what I can't believe is how the conversation on the sustainability of Social Security ended. Yes, Social Security is a problem, and it did end abruptly. I think that's one of those things. If both sides can get away with not talking about it, because it's not sustainable as we go forward. I think it has a good 10 years left. I think somebody will fund it. It's going to get funded, but I think it's just, they were trying to get the same bill passed. So I guess Georgia went rogue. Yeah, absolutely. Georgia went rogue. and I just don't I don't understand. But you know, it's not well, I live here now, so shit, I guess I better, Housewife. I guess I better. I keep saying to myself, you know, this has nothing to do with me. Bullshit, it does. It
Right.
has like everything to do with me. It has everything to do with me. So today in the state of the race, when we get to it, I still have another story to go. But I'm saying we'll be talking about a place you used to live, and we'll be talking about yeah, it's really interesting. So just stay put where you are.
Mhm.
In other news, a J6 rioter known as Blue Plaid takes a plea deal. Um, he's facing 20, 30 years for using bear spray on law enforcement. People,
Mm.
yeah.
But I thought they were just peaceful protesters. I just thought they were just taking a tour of the Capitol. Why would somebody get 20 to 30 years for just peacefully walking through the Capitol
Do
on
you
January
need
6th?
bear spray to take a tour?
Right.
I mean, you know, in just case you're walking through the halls of Congress and that
Right.
angry bear jumps out of the congressional library.
Right. It just makes me mad because Republicans continue to try to downplay, like they literally are trying to rewrite history by making it seem like, oh no, it wasn't what you think you saw. Don't let your lying eyes deceive you. That's not really what happened. It was just a bunch of people
Well,
who
that is the
wanted
point. Don't
to take
believe
a
your
tour
lies.
through the Capitol, and
Yeah.
a few Anifas got out of hand, and then the next thing you know, bear spray and Vikings with hats on and no shirts are like pooping on people's desks and stuff like that. That it kills me, and it's like the way they make it, the way they phrase it, and try to make it seem like it was just nothing. It just rips me apart, and it's just
Do
like,
you believe the American electorate believe still that it was a peaceful protest? Do you think the plural? I don't know the numbers on this. I didn't pull it because this was not supposed to be covered.
his supporters will
They
continue to
don't
say,
count. They're not sane, rational people. We're not. No, because you can't put them in. You cannot put them in the same category as.
you can't, but they have the right to vote, unfortunately, and
But it's not okay. So let me tell y'all, for those who think Trump is the big bad boogeyman, he is not. He has about 30% of the electorate, and they have us afraid of them. Do not be afraid of the big bad wolf. And what's up, Jay? He's acting crazy because he know he can't win. But I don't on this J6 issue. I don't, and I can't wait. I'm trying to not rush to this, but I cannot wait to get to the state of the race because there's so much going on. But early voting starts here in Georgia, October the 15th. I know there are several organizations that are doing flood the polls, not flood the holes, homosexuals. Sips coffee, not flood the holes. Okay, the other flooding. Okay, we got
right,
the polls.
right.
If you are in the state of Georgia, there are Virginia started yesterday, Wisconsin started. It's another state, I forget, it just slips my mind. But I know Pennsylvania's doing early voting. And the ballots did go out in North Carolina. They will be including the names they're supposed to have and the ones they don't. But long story short, if you are in these states, Virginia, Wisconsin, and I think those are the two, please go early vote. The idea is to run up the numbers early. October 15th for here in Georgia. Do you know? You don't know when North Carolina early votes, do you? I think it's in October or sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, in October.
Okay, so make sure you know what that looks like and go early vote because then I don't know why it's like Christmas shopping. I don't know why we as Americans like to do the thing on election day when you can do
I
it.
I don't like going on election day because like I'm trying to get it done. and have it over with, because I don't want to be waiting in long lines all day long and just standing there. So I get it done early. There's no reason not to. There's literally no reason not to early vote.
Well,
none at all.
DT says it's for losers. Losers.
Well, then call me a loser. if he says I should early vote, then that's definitely a reason why you should.
Definitely a good reason. That's definitely a good reason to vote. You know, he just looks like he smells pissy. You know, he just looks like he just smells
pissy, and the other one too.
Shitty?
He smells like number one and number two. Yeah,
he was such a good person.
He does. He just looks. He just
I
looks
love
like
he's
on a load in the back. I think that's why he walks funny.
Because his diaper is full. DT, his diaper full. America wants to know. M3 wants to know. Thousands of people want to know right now, DT.
I really don't want to know that, to be honest with you.
Right. I think that's sometimes why he has like a brain fart on stage. He just pauses because he's taking a dupe.
Speaking of brain farts, did you see where he was talking about the debate and he said that the audience was so angry? And people are like, dude, there was no audience. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I do. It is a thrill. I do agree. But not here in Georgia because you can't even have water and shit, but it's no thrill. I still am like, if you are a DT supporter, like, all the shit is saying no. You know what I mean? Like, there are flashing red signs. Everything is like, nah, don't do that, bro. You good?
Yeah.
What do you think it is in the zeitgeist, or do you think now? Could it be they're lying to the pollsters, or what makes someone, when there's racism, xenophobia, but what makes like a sane, like regular, like Republican, like I don't want higher taxes situated person vote for DT? What do you think that it is? And William, feel free to jump in. Like, and whoever else is out there, you feel free to jump in. But like, what do you think it is? Like, what do you think says? William says it's money.
Yeah, I think that's a big. I think that's a big part of it because, and I hate to say this, but especially with black men. Oh. Usually when you ask them why they want to vote for Donald Trump, they all say the same thing, because of that stimulus check. And people keep telling them, A, you got stimulus checks under other presidents too. He wasn't the only one that ever did it. And B, he didn't want to give you that stimulus check. And C, just because you put him back in office, do you really think he's going to give you another one? That's not going to happen. That was because of the pandemic. That was to stimulate the economy. There's not another check coming.
Okay, so take out the 0.3% of the black men. Take out 2 stupid rappers. Right? I mean, like, take those. So let's say he gets 7% of the black male vote. Like, but I'm talking about people, union members and school teachers and you know, like everyday people that the research shows his supporters profit financially. Yeah, even the poor ones. Even the poor ones. I believe you, bro. Like, you don't want to.
I mean, of course, those at the top, you know, the ones who are getting the tax breaks and stuff are going to profit financially. I don't necessarily know about.
I don't know. Like, so, and I don't know because, and I think he shot himself in the foot with that one, with the whole tariff situation. So, as a financial person, listen, tariffs don't work. Even the talk of tariffs would normally scare an average person, an average Republican, because it's just a tax on us.
Right.
You want to have some high shit. You want to pay $28 for some eggs. Have a tariff. Have a tariff and see what happens. So, in international news today, we have the Mossad Israelis. I'm laughing because this is ingenious, absolutely ingenious. The Mossad, Israel's counterterrorism secret service people, found a way to intercept pagers from Taiwan, and in the pagers they put bombs, and they detonated at the same time. The day afterwards, they did the same thing with walkie-talkies. So Hamas has been set back on their heels by this baby because they have interrupted their communication channels. So of course they make a statement. I'm going to get you and your little dog too, but Israel has made the statement. I will get you wherever you are, you rusty motherfucker. So I know we have our own issues over here in the States. This week, we know we're dealing with DT and, Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Oprah's made an appearance in the news. Stay tuned. We're doing all of that. But where do we fall? Like, I think it's some TV, but I think it's wonderful. We had a clip somewhere in there, didn't we? What did I miss?
Yeah. Yep. I got a clip about the government shutdown, and we have a clip on the pager attack.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. William threw me off because he made it very smart. So let's go ahead and watch the clip on the government shutdown, and then we'll watch, and then we'll talk about that, and then we'll go back to international news. Go ahead, my friend.
Donald Trump has ordered extreme MAGA Republicans in the House to shut the government down unless they can jam parts of Trump's Project 2025 agenda down the throats of the American people. That's a non-starter. We will not let the American people be extorted by extreme MAGA Republicans who are trying to turn back the clock, undermine freedom, and suppress the vote because they don't believe they can make a compelling case to the American people on November 5th.
Why does he talk like a rapper, though? I think about Jay-Z every time I hear it. It's like Barack Obama meets Jay-Z. I love it. It's like they don't.
It really does.
He's like, and he's good to look at, but
he is. It's like he can tell you the worst news ever, and you just like, tell me more.
Okay. Like, I came today to tell you that the killer is coming. Lock your door, but it's no need. You're probably to be dead in 48 hours.
Right.
That's hard.
Okay.
Right, like,
whatever you say. Tell me more.
Right. You wanted me to get ready for the apocalypse. Oh,
right.
That's good. I'm gonna go over here and watch Maury and just rewatch this segment that you just did. And I love it that he's coming into his own. Because I felt like when this first started, he was a little nervous, but now he's found his footing. Absolutely. But again, we talked about this. I think because I'm getting more messages like, "Hey, we're gonna be shut down." So, thank you, Margarine Taylor Greene, and all the yahoos over there. That's the one thing that kind of embarrasses me about living in Georgia. You have to. People always ask, "Well, how do you feel about Margarine Taylor Greene?" Well, she's not in my district. I don't know.
Right.
White people do live in Georgia, southern state. It's a Republican state. It's a reliably purple state now. But I mean, what can you do? It's one of those things. All right. So back to Israel. And the reason I giggled when I brought up this story is because, simply put, it is ingenious. I think about Mission Impossible. I think about all my favorite spy shows. This is some jazzy shit. You know what I mean? You get
Right.
the supply chain and you say, hey, before you think, because they started using like old school pagers because as the Israeli forces could intercept phone calls.
Yes.
These motherfuckers, some jazzy shit. These motherfuckers be like, I bet we're gonna go to Taiwan. But now there was an intermediary company in Indonesia, I believe, that licensed some of the parts and put their names on it. So reporting shows that the press calls the woman who is the head of the Taiwanese company. She's like, I don't know. I don't even know. Look, she was like, look, nigga, I just sell pages, okay?
Right. Like, look, don't put me in the middle of this. I'm just selling product.
We got an order. We filled them. I don't feel like I should have to ask questions. If a bunch of niggas in the Middle East want to buy 1,000 pages, I'm not gonna say no to the money. That's what she said.
Right.
And in the reporting, they said, it is a sad situation, but it's not. And in the reporting, they also said, she was shocked and surprised to be caught in the middle. But let's go ahead and run the clip that we have of the Israeli interception of the pagers. Let's go.
We've seen a variety of videos in which people in Lebanon are going about their daily lives in markets, buying goods in grocery stores, and suddenly explosions go off next to them. What this appears to be is hundreds of incidents where individuals, it's believed affiliated with Hezbollah, have pagers that have exploded almost simultaneously, all within a very brief period of time, causing hundreds, perhaps even thousands of injuries. Lebanese hospitals are calling upon staff to come back to their places of work. Among the injured is, according to one semi-official Iranian news agency, is the Iranian ambassador to Beirut. Now, Lebanese officials are suggesting Israel is behind it. This comes within the context of the continuing and increasing tensions between Hezbollah and Israel going back to October 7th.
Again, so real quick before I go into this, congratulations, Mr. Don, on finishing school. I just read your message. That is a huge deal. He is the most educated, smart man I know. Congratulations. But the big thing with this is that I think Bibi Netanyahu wants to continue these factions, if you will, so he can stay in office. I think he's Donald Trump. I think he's Donald Trump. Yeah, I think he's like, yeah. What do you think?
I agree. I think he definitely, he and Trump are in bed together, and they both will benefit off each other if Trump somehow.
Now, why did you have to give me that visual? Why would you choose those words?
I'm just saying they are birds of a feather, and they are going to fly
delicious
together.
breakfast. I had a delicious breakfast, and I'm going to lose. Coffee will not make.
I did not mean to upset your stomach this morning, but no, I mean, obviously, it would be good for him if Trump were to get back in office. So of course, and I hate to say this, but it kind of a little bit ticks me off with these protesters who want to continuously like interrupt Kamala's
what do they want
run.
Because
that's my thing. It's like, y'all are putting all this pressure on her to do what you want her to do. Do you really think Trump is going to listen to you? Do you really think Trump is going to be like, oh, sure, no problem, I'll go ahead and stop this, with the snap of my face? Like, no, it's going to be worse under him. So it's like, why are y'all not giving him a hard time? Why are y'all not protesting him?
I think it's one of those cases where you complain to the person that will listen. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know that you're not going to get the other person on your side. What in the holy hell you're going to complain for? And I don't. And so, Mr. Dunn says that was not an appropriate action for Israel. and I want to ask you why. So I'm going to keep talking until you answer me. Oh, well, I don't know because, well, I know it kind of broadens the spectrum of a potential war, yes, but I don't know. But the problem with this is, Mr. Dunn, and anybody who can hear my voice, is Israel funded these people. So now you want to tell them, get out of my kitchen because it's too hot. And after you did that. So I will be awaiting your response, my friend. But now we're going to get to the state of the race. I love it. I love it. I love politics. I love when we do, every 4 years, we get to take an American snapshot of what the electorate looking like. And we call this segment the state of the race. We have so much to talk about in the state of the race. So the thing with his having a younger I noticed when President Biden was running, and Dump was running on the other side, they were kind of like two old men. They would do something over here, and they'll take Wednesday and Thursday off because they'd be tired, and then so it'd be less to report on. So I could take
right.
I'm like, oh yeah, fuck it, in the news, we have to do interest stories of dogs and puppies and stuff.
It's like stories about which one fell asleep first, which one almost broke a hip walking down a flight of steps.
Whoever did that, wasn't that you last week that did that story on candy corn? Yeah, wasn't that you? So go to Pennsylvania. They have a hotel with a whole suite that is dedicated to candy corn. But anyway, check out the Swag Suite Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Go check out last week's episode. This was a delicious room of candy corn that was there. But anyway, so in the state, there's a lot of shit. I don't even know. Let's start. Let's go to North Carolina because let's start there. You ready? Let's go.
All right.
Republican candidate for governor there. Tonight, Mark Robinson is now denying claims a new CNN report that alleges he made disturbing comments on a pornography website in a message forum more than a decade ago. Among the comments he allegedly made, he called himself a black Nazi, and he's accused of making disparaging comments about Martin Luther King. Tonight, he is vowing to stay in the race. Robinson was endorsed by Donald Trump, who has called the candidate Martin Luther King on steroids. ABC has not confirmed the CNN report, but tonight that candidate responding before the report was even made public, saying it was not him. It's not just the governor's race being closely watched in that state. Of course, the presidential race, very close there as well.
Mark Robinson.
Tonight, the Republican nominee for governor and the crucial presidential battleground of North Carolina is vowing to stay in the race after an explosive CNN report that he made a series of racist and inflammatory online posts, including one where he called himself a, quote, black Nazi. ABC News has not independently confirmed the reporting. CNN says Robinson made the comments between 2008 and 2012 on a pornographic website called Nude Africa. According to CNN, Robinson also posted comments saying slavery is not bad, adding he wished it would come back. Before CNN published its story, Robinson posting this video denying it all.
Let me reassure you, the things that you will see in that story, those are not the words of Mark Robinson.
North Carolina is a key battleground in the presidential election. Polls have shown Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump neck and neck. Robinson even getting a coveted speaking spot at this summer's Republican National Convention.
Hello, Greensboro.
Trump has featured Robinson at his North Carolina rallies.
This is Martin Luther King on steroids. Okay, now, I told that to Mark. I said, I think you're better than Martin Luther King. I think you are Martin Luther King times 2.
But CNN alleges that in some of the online posts, Robinson actually attacked the slain civil rights hero Martin Luther King Jr., calling him a communist and using a racial slur. Tonight, his Democratic opponent in the governor's race, State Attorney General Josh Stein, releasing this statement saying North Carolinians already know Mark Robinson is completely unfit to be governor.
Okay, America, I want to have this motherfucker made to lieutenant governor. Oh,
I want to know that too, because I'm like,
you live there at the top.
what? I know, and I didn't vote for him. I'm just gonna be honest, and I'm being 100% honest when I say that. I never heard of the guy until he was lieutenant governor. And I'm just like, who the hell is this guy? Like, how the hell did he get?
And you said that.
Position?
I did. Personal friends, you literally said, "Who in the hell is this?"
I mean, seriously, I had never heard of him.
America, he was like, "Who the hell is this?"
I'm just like, wow.
And then the other thing is, so of course, Josh Stein has him by anywhere from 10 to 14 points, right?
Right.
Mr. Dunn says he did it. Just look at him. So your own punishment, sat down.
Like, I mean, and that's just one of many scandals that like he's dealing with right now. Like,
so I'm glad it's me because you have a personal connection to this story, right?
Unfortunately, I do.
Tell us about that, Swag. Tell us about your personal connection.
So I'm gonna break into my segment, shit my mama said. So my mother. Yes, my mother told me in the last visit I went to go visit my mom, she tells me, you know, your cousin Jeffrey knows Mark Robinson. Yeah. I'm like, you are kidding. I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah.
The queen is full of
she said they went to church together. So of course, I go home and I get on the phone with my cousin. I'm like, dude, what is the deal?
So
he's like,
you call cousin Mark on the phone.
No, I call my cousin Jeffrey, not my cousin Mark, my cousin Jeffrey on the phone. And he said, this is what he told me, and I'm kidding you not. Mark Robinson used to live a couple of doors down from where my cousin lives now.
He's a neighbor.
He's a neighbor and has talked to him personally.
Oh.
And so I'm like, and this is what he said. And I'm like, he says, he's really not a bad guy. And I'm like, are we talking about the same dude? Because this dude is up here saying the most vile stuff, talking about the LGBT community, talking about women keeping their legs closed if they don't want an abortion, talking about killing folk. And he said he's really not that bad a guy. And I'm just like, then why the hell is he saying this kind of stuff? He believes that it has to do with basically trying to fit into the Republican Party. And so basically just saying what they think they want to hear.
Oh.
And it's working for him because apparently he got to lieutenant governor talking that crap. So I'm like, wow. So yeah.
I was also shocked to know he's actually married to an actual black lady.
He absolutely is.
She looks like.
Do you want to see what she looked like?
Yes, I know you have.
Okay, I have a clip because one of the things that Mark Robinson has also deal with is, like I said, he had lots of things to say about wanting to abolish abortion in North Carolina. Again, saying if women don't want to have an abortion, they just need to keep their legs closed. Turns out Mark and his wife had paid for an abortion during their marriage. So
do they have kids now? Do they have children?
They do have children, yes, but this is well, I'll let Mark Robinson tell you the story, and you can see his wife.
Go ahead.
So here's
Governor Mark Robinson here with my wife Yolanda. In recent days, a Facebook post I made 10 years ago has resurfaced where I referenced paying for an abortion. Over 33 years ago, before we were married and before we had kids, we had an abortion. It was the hardest decision we have ever made. Sadly, we made the wrong one. This decision has been with us ever since. It's because of this experience and our spiritual journey that we are so adamantly pro-life. We know what it's like to be in that situation, and we know the pain that an abortion causes. For everyone that has had this experience and carries that burden, we want you to know you are not alone. Furthermore, we have a Savior who forgives us of our sins and offers us grace. No one is perfect. No one is too far gone to be saved. We felt the need to speak with you directly because this issue transcends politics. Our hope is that by telling our story, that it may change the lives of others. To everyone who has reached out to show us and our family support, Thank you. And may God bless you all.
Did you see the look she gave? She looked at him like, Negro, you got me on this thing looking like a fool.
You know,
ain't said a word, and those looks said it all. She looked like, why? You got me up in here looking like.
yeah. No, Mr. Dunn, we were not going to. Don't put up Mr. Dunn's second to last comment. Put up that one. Yeah. Why is his eyebrow so thick and arched? Cause that's what the gays do. They go get the eyebrows done. Listen, that's up for discussion. But to me, I told Matt last night. I said, his wife looks like Cleveland's first wife, Loretta. Yes, internet, you have heard it from me that she looks.
Yeah,
I don't make your kind no more. Pencil neck, right? I love it. I don't know where we're headed as a country. This is not sustainable. Whatever, I keep reminding people in the great experiment of democracy, we're babies. We're 250 years old. Most democracies like France and Germany are leaps and bounds. We took bits and pieces of their government to make our own. We wanted to. And what I don't understand, as a country, we wanted the founding fathers wanted to escape the tyranny of a king. But there are millions of Americans that want it back. They somehow their cellular memories. This is what we need. This is what we need. But I bring it forward to Mark Robinson, and the stories of him frequenting the Greensboro area bookstores daily. That he's into transgender pornography. Now, my only problem with this, ladies and gentlemen, is those who protest the loudest
usually has something to hide. Exactly.
Correct. Yes, we're headed to Springfield in 1 second, Mr. Ross. But yeah, so if you have friends and family, and he's not going to win, but just make sure they vote blue up and down the ballot so we can just save baby Tijuana from
not baby Tijuana. I mean, now I will say that now, I mean, Trump is supposed to be coming to North Carolina, and as far as they know, Mark Robinson has not been invited to come, and I don't think he will. And supposedly, behind closed doors, they're secretly trying to back away from him right now.
Let me update you on that story before we move on to our next portion of State of Race. Let me update you. They have no longer took that stance. They are publicly embracing Mark Robinson. The North Carolina Republican Party is embracing Mark Robinson, and that's it. They say he will win. I don't know when you.
I see.
Even if listen, even if the polls are wrong, okay. So he may Josh Stein may not win by 13 points, but if he wins by 6 points. And the problem with this, to my black Republicans out there, it's the coonery and the buffoonery. It's the way the shit makes us look. And dear black men who support Trump, this is the foolishness that we're talking about. This is the foolishness. Most of y'all don't vote no way. So I'm talking to the 1.5% that vote. Y'all don't have enough money to support Trump. Y'all, somebody told me the other day when I was trolling the internet looking for stories. Oh, I like him because I'm a felon and I can understand that. Well, he's not your kind of felon. Okay, so he's not your kind of felon. You know what I mean? So don't think that because if you're struggling to find a job, black person, you still will be. William says, I can't believe his wife is okay with him being on site called Nude Africa. She was not. She was not. You can tell every day she's like, when this is over, bitch, we getting divorced. And I'm leaving. You know, she was over there looking. I'm even surprised the man married to a black woman. His children.
Well, I'm just now I know what I'm about to say is probably going to sound really bad, and I don't mean nothing by it, but she really don't look like she gonna be able to do much better than him. So I'm just saying, she's probably just like, look, you know what? He provide. He got me living in a nice house.
Well,
although their businesses are not doing so well because they keep closing them down every time they're found being fraudulent, but you know, some women are just like, you know what? As long as he provide, let him do what he want to do. I don't really care.
And then they faced foreclosure a couple of times.
My cousin told me that when they were living in their neighborhood, absolutely, their house was foreclosed on. That's why they don't live there anymore.
No, I'm going to tell you that does not make for a good provider. It just.
I agree. I agree.
If you can't do the roof part of the providing, the provisions are over. Listen, that's very, very good for them. What else do we have in the state of race? Lots of things went on around the country. Let's take you to Springfield, Ohio. It's still in the news. We're still talking about it. Do we have a story? Do we have a? Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead and run that.
Can you affirmatively say now that that is a rumor that has no basis with evidence?
Dana, the evidence is the first-hand account of my constituents who are telling me that this happened. And by the way, I've been trying to talk about the problems in Springfield for months, and the American media ignored it. There was a congressional hearing just last week of angel moms who lost children because Kamala Harris let criminal migrants into this country who then murdered their children. The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to,
But it wasn't just a meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast. You had one interview with her. You talk about pushing back against me, Dana. You didn't push back against the fact that she cast the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which is why a lot of Americans can't afford food and housing.
You just said that you're creating
a story.
story.
Public policy.
Sir, you just said that you're creating the story.
What's that, Dana?
You just said that this is a story that you created. So,
what's that, Dan?
The eating dogs and cats thing is not.
We are
accurate.
creating. Dana, it comes from firsthand accounts from my constituents. I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're creating the American media focusing on it. I didn't create 20,000 illegal migrants coming into Springfield thanks to Kamala Harris's policies. Her policies did that, but yes, we created the actual focus that allowed the American media to talk about this story and the suffering caused by Kamala Harris's policies.
Oh, where does one start? Like,
well, first off, let's start with the fact that he's lying about them being illegally here. They are here. Those Haitian immigrants are here legally. They were invited by the government to fill the jobs that were needed in Springfield, and they came, and nobody, maybe there might be one or two people complaining, but you know, they're MAGA anyway. But a majority of the residents of Springfield are glad that they are there.
Elated.
They are to have them.
Elated. They're elated. They were just
Yes.
motherfuckers at a stoplight. They would
right now they have said, and even the governor has said that, like, you know, now granted, yes, it's kind of putting a strain on our resources because there's a language barrier, and you know, they're having issues with, you know, them straining some of the services there, but that's it. That's the only complaint that the government has about it. Nobody else.
That's a problem in Atlanta. I don't speak nigga, and the niggas just in the way. I don't
But yeah,
speak nigga.
but
Right.
to sit there and just say that, like, first off, calling it a cat meme is really
I
kind of
love the fact of how big her eyes got when she was like, "Ooh, I have made the nightly news." She was like, "Did he really say that?" I love
Yeah.
that part of her. She is such the consummate professional. You know, I love Dana. Shout out to Dana Bash. Absolutely.
Mhm.
But just it's incredible the legs they are giving this story, and they're making us constantly pay attention to this thing because
Yeah.
they won't let it go, and they
They
are like
won't. They absolutely won't.
the Republican
And
governor. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, and the unfortunate part is that because they won't let it go, like they're constantly the schools and the city buildings there are getting like bomb threats
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And so
7
my thing is
last week.
like, right, it's like my thing is like this. Dude, you are the senator from Ohio. These are your constituents. You got kids scared to go to school now because they're getting bomb threats, and you're fine with that because you want to talk about Haitians eating cats and dogs. And you're perfectly fine with that. I'm just like, how are you the elected official from that state and you could care less that the constituents from your state have to deal with this on a regular basis because you made up a lie?
The Ohio governor, Mike DeWine, who is a terrible Trump supporter. I mean, you can't get no more Trumpian than Mike DeWine, is begging
Yes.
him to please stop. So later in the week, Vivek Ramaswamy ends up doing some type of weird town hall. And the thing that I find fishy about this town hall, like nobody's talking about it. So my guess is 4 people showed up. And 3 of the people didn't live in Springfield. So
Of course.
and so the employers. So now that the employers are getting in the media and saying, "Please stop it. We're not going to be able to produce the things that we produce if these people leave."
Right.
And lastly, on this topic, there are considerable blocks of Haitians that live other places like Florida. There are 300 plus thousand voting Americans that are of Haitian descent, first or second generation Haitians that vote. Now, the irony of all of this, yet and still going even further, the last incident of Trump being around a fucking gun, the guy who's leading the investigation is Haitian American. Love it. So, listen, let's just talk about what this is. This is the old trope of otherism. You are not like them. They are dark. You should be afraid. You know, William says, yes, JD Vance, double down on that, on the cats. I love it. You know, here at M3, we love the cats. We love the cats. We are cat people. So don't be fucking talking about how to eat. I wish I bitch would try to eat T'Challa. Ain't going down. Be like the vice president, bitch, you gonna get shot.
Trust me, T'Challa would never let anybody get close enough to him to let him eat.
What the fuck is this?
He was running around because people outside mowing the grass, and he is freaking out. So yeah, I don't think anybody. We don't have to worry about T'Challa.
Right, and William. So the thing is, William, is that argument is not valid whether they're legal or illegal. They're very much legal. So, and they're legal because the last part of the 20th century, America, in our wonderful wisdom, decided we wanted to fucking occupy Haiti. Did not make it better. Okay, we left a vacuum, and now it is a shitty place to be. So these people have to leave there, and it's our fault. So we take the bid. So they were some of these families, beautiful Haitian families. And let me tell you something. Haitian, I don't know if you ever had it, bro. Haitian food is goddamn delicious. It's like the best of Jamaican food with not a whole lot of goddamn curry. You know what I mean? It's just like, it depends how you feel about curry. You know, it's one of those rice-based countries. The food is delicious. The people are nice. I have Haitian neighbors across the street. They party every weekend. They over that motherfucker getting it. Football game, they're having a party. Somebody got married in their garage last week. I love those people. Like my people. They my people. Definitely. William says I'm not for it. I'm stating. Oh, okay. Oh, no. I didn't say you were for it, bro. Come on now. I know you better than that. You ain't going down with that bullshit. You're not dying on that hill. We have let's talk about what's going on the other side of the race. Light, joy, and love. But this week we found Madam VP over there with Oprah Winfrey, and I loved how they recreated her talk show. I do. I miss Oprah. Oprah, I miss you. Come on back. Come on back. 10 million plus Americans. There may be 20 million by now. Americans streamed this live. I mean, somebody said she raised 100 million. I'm not really sure the truth. I've seen it someplace. We'll know. So I'll go back and next week I will have the total numbers on that. But I know it was a lot of money. Do we have a clip from her talking to Oprah Winfrey? Let's go. The VP talking to Sophia. Let's go, Sophia.
I see some faces I recognize. There's Bryan Cranston. Chris Rock is in the house. Ben Stiller, Jennifer Lopez, Tracy Ellis Ross, Julia Roberts, where are you? And Miss Meryl Streep is in the house.
They can start a small business with $5,000. So that's part of my plan.
That's a teeny tiny business.
That's a business in
teeny tiny business.
It's a concept of a business, right?
Yes.
You know where
I'm
a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in my
powerful.
house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
I love it. I love it. That is some real shit. Like I said, it was unscripted. It was real. She was like, look, you breaking my heart. I think that was more for America and those yahoos that try to stalk her and shit like that. And yeah, bitch, try it. You're going to get shot.
Well, not only that, but the narrative is always like, they're trying to take away our guns. They're trying to take away our guns. They're trying to take away our guns. It's like, no, she's like, I got a gun too. She's like, and if you break in my house, you're about to get shot. So, it's like, I read somewhere where somebody said, like, she just won the election. She said, because Republicans will never be able to argue that, like, she's against guns when she is herself a gun owner and says, and I will use it. If you break into my house, I'm going to defend myself and my family, and I'm going to shoot you in your ass.
Yeah, she said she has since then come up with the kind of handgun that she has and said, you do not need an AR-15 to defend your home.
Right, exactly.
Or let's make it a little bit harder for the goddamn killer to get the gun. Them K's don't play. I know that's right. Shut up, William. I'll fight you right after this show. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to drive to Alabama.
And don't mess with them AKAs now,
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing bad to say about them.
Nothing bad to say. So also in the state of the race, now I don't know where some people believe the poll, some people don't. But it's about momentum. A poll is a snapshot in time. It's designed to catch and capture momentum, and it's not necessarily one of those things that you take it for what, because people lie to pollsters.
They do.
I have been fortunate enough to take some calls for the Harris-Walz campaign, and they say anything to get you off the phone. Yeah, sure. I'm cooking. Yeah. I'll vote for her. Yeah. I'll take my dog with me to vote for her. He'll vote for her.
Right.
Like whatever it is. So I don't know. I just know how people feel about the Harris-Walz campaign. It's that swell of American pride. Julia Roberts said something very profound. I think she's very Julia Roberts is very me-centric, it's very me. Family Guy did a skit on her one time, but she said she travels a lot, and she's tired of hearing, instead of hearing, hey, oh, you're American, instead of what's going on in America, she says she wants to be more, oh, you're American. And I think that's where we are as a society. I think we are tired of hearing that. Let's get into the polls of the week. And let's see. This week in the state of the race, we have a picture of the polls. I gotta talk about the polls.
I have a video of the polls.
Oh, let's go to the video. I love this guy. I can take a lesson.
I think if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, you have to be quite happy with these new polls that came out. I'd argue it's one of her best polling days of the campaign so far. On a personal note, when you get 3 important polls from 3 swing states, it's almost like a Christmas day for someone like myself. And when you look at these numbers, what do you see? I mean, first off, obviously in Wisconsin, you have a race that's way too close to call at this point with no clear leader, just a point. But Michigan and Pennsylvania, the big enchilada, we spoke about it last Friday. The fact that you're seeing 5-point advantages for Kamala Harris in Michigan and in Pennsylvania, which is arguably the most important state in this entire election, there's just no other word than saying that these polls are good for the vice president.
I love his voice. It's almost like, yeah. I love Steve Bernanke, but, he's quickly becoming my other favorite.
Steve loves to work that board, though.
I'm glad Steve. Steve got a man now, so Steve got more than one pair of khakis. So we're gonna go with that. Thank you, Steve, man, for getting him more than one pair of khakis. We appreciate you. So, as we said at the top of the show, there are 46 days left until actual election day, but in most of the states they offer early voting. I know here in Georgia it's October the 15th. We're going to try to flood the polls. And if you need to know where to go to register to get your voice heard, please go to www.vote.gov. And they'll tell you all you need to know. Put in your state of residence. They'll tell you what you need to vote, where you need to go to register. And please take a friend. Take a friend. Now, the thing that we skipped over some Trump shit because I have had it. Because I don't. Let's just play it, I guess. Oh, God. Like, I did not get offline over here.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, while you're taking care of that, let's go ahead and play this clip real quick.
If I don't win this election, and the Jewish people would really have a lot to do with that if that happens, because at 40%, that means 60% of the people are voting for the enemy.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave that right there. I mean, what else can you say? So you're at so let me just some background. And he was at a anti-Semitism event, and I don't know if you realize what he said was anti-Semitism. I was gonna skip it. I was at the bottom of my list. I am chugging along through the show, and I was like, "Oh, I got to go back and get it." So I
mean, they keep saying let Trump be Trump, and it's like, but every time he opens his mouth, it's like he says the most batshit crazy stuff, and it's like he is his own worst enemy, which I'm not complaining about. Like I'm let him keep talking, let him keep saying what he says, and let him keep digging the hole that he keeps digging for himself, because in his mind he thinks like, oh, I just said something profound, they're gonna love that, that's gonna be a sound clip that's gonna make the news. Yeah, it's gonna make the news, but it's not gonna make you look good, dude. So
yeah, I'm not really sure about what that is, but I cannot wait till November the 6th. Hopefully we're happy and like November the 12th or 13th, what my next show is, we can start doing cat stories and cat stuck in the tree in Hoboken, in Wisconsin, or oh my God,
Look,
the new
I
president
mean,
is wearing a dress.
I hate to tell you this, and I don't mean to burst your bubble, but when Kamala Harris is elected president of the United States, all he's gonna do is sit there and rail against the machine, say it was rigged, say it was stolen, said it was, something is wrong. There's no way he could have possibly lost. This is a rigged election, and then it's January 6th all over again. I mean, I'm just he is preparing us for his loss. He keeps talking about if he loses, when he loses. It's going to be this person's fault. It's going to be this group's fault. It's going to be that group's fault. It's everybody's fault but his own. So, as much as I want to believe that, like, yes, when this happens, that will be the end of it, but it will only be the beginning. And it's just like, what I really hope happens is that when he loses again, Republicans will be like, okay, it's time for us to move on because
No, that ain't gonna happen.
us elections. Well, you say that, but I gotta believe if they keep losing the House, if they keep losing the Senate, if they keep losing because of, let's look at it this way: the candidates that he usually picks usually lose. He handpicked Carrie Lake, she lost. He handpicked Herschel Walker, he lost. He handpicked Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson is going to lose. He is going to lose. I guarantee he's going to lose
again anyway.
Yeah, so it's like he keeps picking he does, and I heard somebody say this the other day, and I think it's true. He doesn't pick people that he thinks he can that will win. He picks people that stroke his ego. And that's really the only determination that he uses. Right. So it's like people are like, you're not picking him because somebody keeps saying, like with Mark Robinson, they said, did anybody vet this guy before Trump? And they said, yes, they did vet him, and they still were okay with him being the racist, xenophobic, misogynistic, anti-LGBTQ asshole that he is.
Because he believed what Trump believed.
Exactly. And that's really the only measure that they ever use. Is like, well, does Trump like him? Is Trump okay with? Okay, well then that's good enough for us. And I think sooner or later they're going to realize, like, yeah, this is not sustainable. This is not going to get us anywhere political wise, because this dude, I will say Trump is good at like running the narrative. Like he is good at like making media talk about him and stuff like that. That's really about the only thing he's good at. Everything else he's terrible at. And at some point, Republicans have got to move past Trump and be like, okay, this is not working. Like getting these crazy people.
I'm telling you, the only thing that's going to separate the Republican Party from Trumpism, because that's what it is death. The death of Trump. The physical death of Trump. And then they're going to be in such a Harry-Carry disarray. We're not going to rest. It's bad. Regular Republicans are actually Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much that I disagree with Republicans on, but they have no home. They think like us, like we are Democrats are thinking logically. They're thinking government. They're thinking, feed the people. They're thinking protect. There is a problem when Democrats can co-opt freedom in America and Jesus and all those things. And we just have a crazy crackpot shit, going on. And it's just it's just so goddamn crazy. But will the hole be deep enough for a landslide? She's got about she got about 3 in oh God, where is it? What is it? Indiana? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, yes, it would be a landslide. I unfortunately,
No, it's not
still
going to be.
really
Let's hope it one of those red wave nights. That's what I'm hoping. But nevertheless, watch this space, and we will hopefully be in good spirits. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Now, we always well. I wanted to close out the week with now we are in a competition, and of course, news wise, all the stories that Trump and the election board here in Atlanta. Who do you think was the biggest loser? Who was the biggest loser of the week? That face, I don't know. How dare you ask me a live question on TV like that?
I mean, we already talked about who the biggest loser is this week, and it's Mark Robinson. Like the scandal that came. Like I said, I mean, he's got a lot of scandals anyway, but I think this is the one, and that's what's sad. Like we said, there was, he paid for an abortion. There was the guy who said that, oh yeah, I know Mark Robinson from coming to the bookstores and stuff like that. The business fraud and stuff like that. Like that should have been enough. But I think this last one is the one that really just kind of was like, because I was telling people, Republicans on Twitter are deleting their posts posing with Mark Robinson. Like they don't want to have anything to do with this guy. Now you're right, and I did see the post where like the GOP said, "Oh yeah, we're standing by him, and we know this is an attack on his character, whatever." But secretly behind closed doors, I read somewhere where they said that like his office in Raleigh got closed down and is empty now.
Stand by your man.
Exactly. I honestly think this is the end. Well, I know it's going to be the end of his gubernatorial run because, like, I really don't see him winning at all. He's so far behind in the polls. I just don't see it happening. Now, whether that means the end of his political career, who's to say? But I just think you really can't come back from something like this, and so that's going to be my biggest loser of the week.
Yeah, I don't have to agree. There are lots of villains this week, but congratulations, Mark Robinson. You are the biggest loser. All righty. I just can't wait for this goddamn movie. I just can't wait for this movie. And I know Wendell Pierce is going to play Mark Robinson. I can't wait for this movie. God damn it.
Wendell Pierce. No.
Wendell, I love you. Where you at? Let's write this. Come on.
No.
Call me.
Who's going to play his wife? Loretta Devine.
Yeah. No, she's so cool.
Monique.
Monique is in the age range. Her, Octavia Spencer.
Oh no.
Love Joy Divine is her name. She can do it. Is her name the woman that won the Oscar and the Emmy?
Oh yeah.
Love Joy Divine is her name.
Yeah.
Definitely. So shout out to Cleveland's wife Loretta. I don't mess with your kind no more, little Nick. I love it. Now, in the spirit of M3, we have a plethora of wonderful shows lined up here during the week, and that allows us to bring you the weekly rewind. Holla, cue up that tape and let's get it. Go.
And let's just say you should never judge a book by its cover or a girl by her size. You might just find out just how tough she is. So here's a clip.
Monster Girl.
Aw, look at her. She's adorable. But isn't there like an age requirement for this ride? Am I wrong? This seems weird, right?
Rex.
I don't know, you're here. Isn't there a dick size requirement?
Sorry.
For what? Your tiny dick? I mean, the way you've been strutting around here, you must be compensating for something.
Somebody ought to teach you some motherfucking what
Guess you missed my tryout.
Still think I'm adorable. Let's go ahead and jump into this weekend's news. I don't know if you guys heard, but on Saturday there was another attempt on former President Donald Trump's life, allegedly. And I say allegedly, it's all fishy and murky and crazy, but every time he seems to get down, there is an attempt. It's not working anymore, though, because I don't think nobody, it's like not on the internet. I've noticed, like, it's the lead story, but it's the lead story like they're being forced because it's important. Yeah. And the news kind of moves. I've watched several news channels. Like, I've watched Newsmax, and I've watched Fox, and I've watched everything, and you know, people, it's a story, yes, but the fact that he's okay, we're all moving on. It's back to the things that he said about the Haitian community, and we'll talk about that too.
Next topic. So Devon. Our boys are in trouble tonight.
Oh Lord, what's going on?
What is the black girlfriend effect? This is
you don't know about
glow
up the other culture. Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends, they
grow
step,
a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We need the oh no sound. Oh no.
We got one. Play it up.
Hold on, let me find it.
Wait for it. It's coming. It's very apropos at this moment. It's what's. Oh
no! I know.
Oh God.
Not real, like that is just me projecting something onto them, and maybe that's a kind of baggage, but I think I'm going to play this. This is basically from someone who on a podcast who experienced a pretty devastating rejection, and she's wondering how she can learn to love again, basically. I'm gonna play.
Hey, Jordan and Gabe. I'm a 36-year-old woman, and about 1.5 years ago, my military husband walked into the kitchen, said he didn't love me anymore, and asked for a divorce. I was blindsided. In the 6 months leading up to that, we had moved to a new city from overseas, bought a house, bought 2 vehicles, adopted a new puppy, started trying for kids, and went on our long overdue honeymoon for our 5-year anniversary. He still told me that he loved me every day, did thoughtful gestures, and kept up all appearances of a loving husband. I didn't see a divorce looming, and we hadn't had any discussions about any divorce caliber issues. I was devastated and confused. He agreed to try couples counseling after starting individual therapy. 3 weeks after the bomb dropped, I found out I was pregnant. When I told him, the first thing he said was how it was going to complicate the split. No support whatsoever. I struggle with trusting anyone and fully believe I will always be waiting for the other shoe to drop. I've been in therapy for over a year, but I fear being cheated on and betrayed again. I feel like cheating is so easy to do and conceal these days. Any advice on how I can move past all this trauma and open myself up to dating and possibly love again? How can I possibly trust anyone again? Are there any good guys with integrity left in the world? Signed, swiping right when I'm still wound tight after that fateful night.
Woo, hold on. I gotta say this before we continue. If the purge ever happened, if the purge ever happened.
What's she doing now?
People are out here really making a lot of money, girl, making music. I mean, and she's on tour, and she brought some people out on tour to come out, different artists and stuff. And I just want to play something for y'all, see if anything stands out to you. I'm not going to talk what it is. I'm see if it stands out to you. Pay close attention. That's Sexy Red.
Of course.
This is who is this? Rob somebody. Rob. Less than time. Less than time. Less than time. Guys,
Still not get that.
you got a BBL?
I'm sorry.
Swag, you're not a homosexual. You got BBL? That booty meat was bouncing.
That's what I thought everybody saw it because I saw 2 basketballs. That's all I
I didn't know
saw.
what I was supposed to be looking at. I'm looking. I'm like, what am I
Swag.
looking for?
Them stripes was doing like this on the back. Shit.
When I started watching this video,
I thought it was just him. Okay. Let me watch it.
What do you mean to sound like him?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Girl, look at all that.
Look at all
I'm
that.
embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed because I'm still embarrassed. I'm still embarrassed.
So embarrassed.
Like, how did I miss that?
Right. That baby had
Oh god.
I have a question. Let's go back to Devon on Sunday. I have a question. What fucking cartoon was that?
That is it's called Invincible.
Where does it
It's
air?
on it comes on Amazon Prime. Well, the season's over now, but I mean the episodes are still there.
Very adult. It was not.
Yeah, it is very adult. It is not for the youngsters. It is very much for 18 and over.
They'd be like, Papa, can I watch cartoons? And I'll be like, yeah, go for it. And then he'll be cussing at school next week, and I'll be like,
right, yeah, not all cartoons are for children.
They're not. So again, check Devon out Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, this week I'm sure they'll be talking about
Agatha
yes. All along, yes, and we'll check that out today. So.
Mm-hmm.
At least one episode. Now Monday we talked about Trump shooting, which my theory has come to life. My theory was we will forget all about it, and it's not anywhere in the zeitgeist. No one is talking about it. I don't know, and the only time that we're going to be reminded of this is when they come out with the investigation piece. So watch this space. We'll find out what's going on with that. I don't know. It just somehow he was laying in wait for 12 hours at this alleged supposed impromptu golf thing. Like,
right.
I guess he was going to wait there for weeks on end in case he didn't, because again, it's election season. He was supposed to be fucking campaigning. So just me. Right. I mean, I don't know. So Tuesday night, Swag talked about their 2 favorite podcasters. What's their names again?
James and Fuhad.
Yeah.
Their show is called Shits and Giggles.
Shits and Giggles. Yeah. So they're from the UK. They did an American tour, and on this tour they sat down. You know, America has very provocative podcasters. You know, we reach thousands of people a week, and I have said some provocative things in my time, but they affect me and not other people. I never, this group is this and that group is that. I try to stay away from that. But they made a very basic generalization of Black women, and wasn't supported by them. And then they went back and they apologize. Now, I think the thing that you did not see in this clip is that we went back and forth on is an apology good enough? Like once you say sorry, John thought they needed to do some type of redemption thing. And I'm like, listen, I'm on my Donald Trump. I'm on my Donald Trump bag. Do it, let it go, keep it moving. That's that's why I am. And when I said bullshit on this very air, I stood 10 toes down. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You gotta if you're gonna say it, you gotta own it. But they did go back and give us an apology. I don't think they owe too much more to their audience. God bless. Wednesday night we did the woman who got blindsided with a divorce. What you didn't hear in the clip is she caught her husband jacking off with the mistress. And she dicks, right.
Dicks.
Correct. I just but I said, "Oh no!" Right? I still did that because I don't know. She was blindsided. She wanted to get pregnant. Unfortunately, she got pregnant at the wrong time. For his taste, because he was about to leave. He was like, "Bitch, I'm out. You and your baby can do whatever you want to do." So she decided to have an abortion, and now she feels like she's too old to have kids. He got a new bitch, and we often talk, especially on Wednesday nights, we often talk about the disruption or the dismantling of relationships, and I think this is she's just going to take time. She's been in therapy. She wants to go online and find a new boo, and she's not well. So, but she is in therapy. God bless her. She is in the right direction. I think the panel synopsis that particular night was, "Hey, bitch, get over it." That was my synopsis, and I just correct. That was my synopsis, America. Listen, a lot of you are joining us. I'm going to stay on the. And lastly, Thursday night, Cream Diggler Digest Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in. Swag for life. Do not forget to tune in because he's right here. I forgot to mention. So Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Please tune in to that. Doodads and Gadgets is my shit. What your Charles watching. Shit my mama say. We had to do a shit my mama say in the middle of our broadcast today. So tune in for that Wednesdays. Me, Malcolm, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where he will bring you everything philosophical. You didn't put up your placard. Go ahead and put it up.
I did earlier, but I'll put it up now.
Again, right.
There I am.
Well, right. There he is. Follow him on TikTok. He is Swag for Life on TikTok for sure. Definitely. All right. So lastly, Cream Diggler does more. Go ahead and put up his placard while I talk about this. So Cream Diggler generally does more pop culture stuff. I cannot identify Sexy Red if she walked up to my front door and said hi.
Same here. Not a fan, not a follower.
And then I had to start because she was on my jam with Drake. Been that ass over, let that coochie breathe. Hey. But I had to stop listening to it because she said some shit about she was a Trump supporter. So I'm like, bitch,
right?
How you gonna be a hood bitch in glasses? Bad bitches don't wear glasses. Anyway, so we were supposed to. I wonder why Swag, because Swag produces all the clips. I don't know why he picked out this particular one. Maybe he wanted to see the booty bounce. But the whole deal with the clip was watching. All the boys that was with her on tour were caked up. And of course, my nasty ass recognized that they were kicked up.
You did call out a BBL.
I did. I said that boy got a BBL.
You did call it out. So
that boy booty.
So you get to keep your gay card. Apparently, mine's been revoked.
Right, because I know a big ass when I see one. Big button and smile. Word to Ronnie. Listen. Right. All right. So you got the assignment. Tune back in. And tomorrow, make sure you tune in to Devon at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for him in the Blurred Council. I'm going to check out Agatha at some point today. After this vicious nap I'm going to take. Vicious. a vicious nap. And if you are so inclined, please join us on Patreon for a few minutes. That is www.patreon.com/mailmediamind. Shout out to today's co-host, my man. I really liked today's show. Thank you so much for all that you do for the Black News and for me. I appreciate that. It is always a good time. I'm sorry for my streaming street team. I got up to over 200 over there. And all of the streamings on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all you guys are watching, and you guys are watching through YouTube. Always a lot of people watching. It always amazes me and humbles me that every Saturday you come. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I was not supposed to. I wasn't gonna thought about not being. I'm glad because Swag would have been by itself. I'm like, hey.
I would have done the soft shoes, you like to say.
All right, y'all. Now, let's not forget, as we always remind you, that we are in the middle of election season. Let's go ahead and go out there and vote. If you want to find out what you need to do to vote and where you need to go and all those good things in your locality, please go to www.vote.gov, and they'll let you know where to go, who to see, what to do. If you are in Virginia, go early vote. If you are in Wisconsin, go early vote and vote your conscience and vote your values. You know what's right. Listen to your mama, listen to the ancestors. You know what's going on out there. The upcoming next week, programming note, October the 1st, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Tune in right here. We'll do it as we did it last time at the end of you came in on 8 o'clock that night, right? He's gonna move his show from 7 to 8 o'clock, and we together will stream the the one and only vice presidential debate of this cycle between Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Coach, as we affectionately like to refer to him. And I think he's going to mollywop. That is mine. Because if he says something mean, it's going to be, oh, why is he talking to sweet grandpa of that in that nature? That was too good of a sound clip. I know, wasn't it? I agree. All right, if you guys would like to follow me on Instagram, please do so. I am the talented Mr. Drayton. And please follow M3 on all socials. M3. And my man right here, Swag for Life. You know, he's on the TikTok streets. He's on all the socials under that thing. He'll be back here Tuesday night, 7 p.m. for your viewing and listening pleasures. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you on the side of Patreon. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. All right, watch this space. Pray for your fellow man. Peace.
This is Black News.
Woohoo! I'm exhausted.
Great job. You are right. When there's less people, it's a little bit easier to manage. So
it is. I ain't gotta worry about stuff. That's why when people, I really don't care. It's just like, okay, makes my life easier. It really does. It's like, okay, I'm gonna sit over here and be the fuck quiet, and just do what you gotta do. I mean, because sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes too many voices is too many voices. So,
yeah, I get it.
Those things. I don't, I'm really impressed on how two things, I guess. It's really unfortunate how perfect she has to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's almost like the fucking Manchurian candidate. It's one of those things. But she's living up to it. I always thought if she made it to this point in the race without a gaffe, she'll be fine. And
I agree. I agree. And even the comment she made about, if you break into my house, I'll shoot you. And then she said, I probably shouldn't have said that. Like,
that was very intentional.
That wasn't a bad thing to say. Because, like, Republicans have been saying all along that, like, people should be able to have a gun to be able to defend themselves. So she's saying, if you come into my house, I'm going to shoot you. What are Republicans going to say? They're not going to say, I can't believe Kamala Harris would shoot somebody. Can you believe that? That is so bad. Like, they can't say anything bad about that. As much as they love their guns, they cannot say anything bad. So she really didn't say anything wrong with that statement. So I agree. They are trying so hard to find something to trip her up on, and they haven't found it yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Text message. I'm not really sure what it is that's going. I think she's going, and I think white people are going to begrudgingly vote for her. Trump is such a flawed candidate, and fortunately, thank God we're not in 2016. So it's just one of those things that we kind of. I think now is the time. I think, my conspiracy theory is that Joe. They set us up. I think he knew, especially when they kept saying, hey Joe, you're too old. I think my thought process is that they just really got their shit together quickly. I mean, it may be is what they say it is, but I don't know, homie. That was a whole bunch of, for a party that's not known for jumping on the bandwagon real quick. I don't know. Let's see. Mr. Dunn says they may be pretty to the left and pretty to the right, but she made it clear she will shoot legally. Right, exactly. And that, that's the thing about it. Like, dude, like, perfect. It's like, I don't know. She's like beating them at their own. And it really is. Yeah, she's being, and it's like, let's join me in this, let's do this together. And I think she, look, anytime you got Darth Vader to endorse you, Dick Cheney, which is the creepiest motherfucker in politics.
Right.
Please know that. Okay. Well, we're not going to drag on Patreon today because I'm tired. But join. I will personally be back. Well, Devon will be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thank you so much. At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look terrible. And I don't normally take my wig off before Patreon.
Stop it.
But exhausted. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. and then I'll be back here in this very seat Monday at 12 p.m. with my man Malcolm. We'll be doing middays with Malcolm and Greg and Malcolm, depends on how you dyslexia sits in. Please, for my Patreon people, thank you for your continued support as always. Tell a friend, bring a friend, don't forget to vote. All right, go out and enjoy your Saturday. Go play in the sunshine. Peace.